Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video on my channel, Hairliciously. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe so that you guys are updated on hair loss and hair transplant topics, as well as updates on current hair loss treatments in the pipelines. Visit my website at hairliciously.com to purchase our microneedling device, which is scientifically proven to stimulate hair growth, my low-level laser therapy cap, DHT blocking shampoo, conditioner, and serum, hair growth vitamins, and a few other products to help those who are losing hair. So I know it's been a while since I've given you guys an update, but as you guys can tell, I did recently get a haircut. And in my next video, I will give you guys an update on how the hairs are holding up after having 2 hair transplants. So stay tuned for that video. And in today's video, I wanted to finally give you guys an update on the whole situation in South Korea as far as traveling is concerned. The good news is that as of March 21st of 2021, they finally lifted their 10-day mandatory quarantine requirement as long as you guys are fully vaccinated. A lot of my viewers who were previously hesitant about going to South Korea for a hair transplant due to the hefty out-of-pocket expenses, particularly for the 10 days of required accommodation stay, they can now travel without having to spend money on food and the 10 days of the hotel stays. As long as you guys are vaccinated with the booster shot, or if you had 2 vaccinations with the second one being administered less than 180 days prior to your entry into Korea, you guys will be quarantine exempt. And on top of this incredible news, Motion just notified me that they are offering a 35% discount promotion on their FUE hair transplant procedure, as long as you guys are able to pay for the procedure before June of this year. So basically, if you guys can book it before June, you will qualify for the 35% promotion. And as far as the actual surgery date, you can choose any time this year. It doesn't have to be before June. It can be later, like in October or November, as long as there is availability. This, I think, would be an incredible opportunity for those who want to really obtain a high-quality hair transplant for a fraction of the cost. Motion Clinic doesn't do a whole lot of promotions, but I think this would really be a good time if you guys are really contemplating getting a hair transplant, to kind of give you guys like the pricing and an idea of what the cost would be before and after applying the 35% promotion. The regular price for the typical, the shaven FUE method is 5,500 Korean won, which translates to about $4.50 USD per graft, which, to be honest, is still going to be an incredibly competitive price. And after the 35% discount, this is actually going to bring it down to just $2.90 per graft. So if you guys are thinking of getting around 1,500 grafts, which was my case for my first hair transplant, to lower the hairline, fill in the temples, it's actually going to cost less than $4,500 USD. This is an incredible deal, and more so because I have personal experience getting my hair transplant at Motion Clinic. And as you guys have seen throughout my videos, and especially, basically my hairline, I've had a very successful and natural looking hair transplant. Motion Clinic also does offer the shaven FUE method, which was what I got for my second procedure. And basically the difference between the two, the shaven and the non-shaven method, is that the non-shaven method obviously is not going to shave the back of the donor area. So if you guys are trying to disguise that you've had a hair transplant, or perhaps you just don't want to shave it and kind of have that bizarre looking hairstyle for a while, or maybe you need to go back to work in a relatively short period of time, the non-shaven route would be the way to go, as long as you can grow out the hairs to cover the recipient area. So like in my case, I did get the hair transplant implanted into the frontal portion, so before I just kind of grew out some of the frontal areas of the hair so I can cover it up. The non-shaven FUE method is going to be your ideal choice since you don't have to shave your donor zone. Pricing for the non-shaven before 35% promotion is at 7,700 Korean won, which equates to around $6.20 per graft. And after applying the promotion, it's going to bring it down to around $4 USD per graft. I will also add that Motion Clinic is licensed by the Korean government as being tax-free. So the 10% that you would pay in taxes, you are going to get it back at the airport on the day of your departure. This 10% refund would actually bring down the price of the shaven FUE and the non-shaven FUE methods even further. It's going to be around $2.60 USD per graft for the shaven, and then around $3.60 USD per graft for the non-shaven method, which is very, very competitive. Even factoring the cost of the flight to Korea, it'll probably still be cheaper than most hair transplant clinics in the US. And This is knowing that you are getting a high quality hair transplant at a clinic that is very reputable, and I'm sure that my hair transplant results speak for itself. And if you guys didn't know, I also had both hair transplants at Motion Clinic. The first one was back in 2016. I had around 1,700 grafts. And the second one was 3 years after that. So sometime in 2019, I got 1,800 grafts to further beef up the hairline, basically just lower it down a little bit and then fill in kind of like the frontal area with more density. This was me right after my first hair transplant. And you can clearly see that I had some moderate temple and hairline recession, along with, a pretty wide forehead, making me look way older than I really was. My hair loss wasn't obviously as bad as some of the other people who were in a far worse position than I was, but it was making me self-conscious, about my appearance. I just hated the fact that I was balding. I hated not being able to style my hair in certain ways. It was just really making me depressed. So took action. I did my research, went to Motion Clinic, and after having 2 successful hair transplants over the course of 3 years, it truly changed my life. I'm incredibly grateful for having received such a natural and dense looking hair transplant. I literally wake up every morning, I look in the mirror, and I just feel so grateful to have a full head of hair again. It's really boosted up my self-confidence, and I can now style my hair in ways that I couldn't before. And the best thing is, just waking up and just not having to worry about how my hair is going to look throughout the day. I do know that not everyone may feel comfortable going to a different country such as South Korea to get a hair transplant. But the manager at Motion Clinic, his name is Kim. He speaks fluent English and Japanese. You really don't have to worry about any language barriers, and he will get you squared away as far as accommodations, looking for places to eat, places to hang out, and everything that you need to do and know before arriving to South Korea for your hair transplant. He will take good care of you, and he's going to walk you through everything that you need to know in order to feel comfortable getting your procedure done in South Korea. And the cool thing, and something that you guys can relate, is that he also himself got 1,500 grafts via FUE about 5 years ago to fill in his receding temples and to strengthen up his hairline. The only treatment that he's currently on is dutasteride. And here's his before and after hair transplant result. Incredible transformation, very natural looking hair transplant with good density. And because he has also gone through, like I said, the hair transplant journey, he's going to be able to relate and answer any questions you guys may have. I will also mention that Motion Clinic has conducted thousands and thousands of hair transplants, not just for Asians in general, but also for all ethnic groups for the past 2 decades. They've worked on Caucasians, they've worked on African Americans, Europeans, people from just various countries who have different types of hair characteristics. So they are going to know how to cater to each individual, taking into account for the different types of hair characteristics and their hairline designs. And the main goal for a hair transplant is for it to look natural. So they place great emphasis in achieving this through the allocation of proper single and multi-grafts in the hairline and behind it, bringing maximum density and volume as well as focusing on proper angle placement. Here are a few more videos reflecting the naturalness of a hair transplant offered at Motion Clinic. Once again, this is Kim, the manager. You can see a close-up of the hairline, and virtually it is impossible to detect a hair transplant at this point. And overall, this is a type of results that you guys want to end up getting at the first get-go of a hair transplant. There's a lot of hair transplant clinics all over the world that are money hungry and they don't really do it for the right reasons. But, not everyone is going to give you the results that you guys are seeing from Motion Clinic. And honestly speaking, I wouldn't vouch for a clinic that I wouldn't trust or that I wouldn't personally go to. But I can proudly say that a Motion Clinic will deliver, and I can guarantee that you will be incredibly impressed and satisfied with your hair transplant if you decide to go with Motion Clinic. So with that said, if you guys are interested in learning more about hair transplants and Motion Clinic, and if you guys do want to get a free online consultation and move forward, you can reach them via email at motionhairimplant@gmail.com. I'm going to have all the information in the description box below. They're going to go over how many grafts that you guys are going to need, things like hairline placement, and help answer any questions you may have. You guys can also email me at hairliciously@gmail.com if you have any specific questions. But I do hope that some of you guys can actually take advantage of this incredible opportunity and get a spectacular hair transplant for a fraction of the cost. That wraps up this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all of your support. I will start pumping out more videos. I was actually visiting my parents in California, and I'm still a little bit sick. I don't know if you guys can kind of tell from that nasally sound. I look forward to my next video, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all your support, and take care, guys.